Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today I'll be playing through Automated Alice. This is a brand new game coming to Kickstarter from Epic Scale Games. It is a 1 to 4 player game that takes roughly 20 to 40 minutes to play. It is a fully cooperative game, so all the players are working together to defeat the game itself. In this video, I'll be playing through the first couple, middle couple, and end couple rounds to show you how the game plays and progresses, and we'll see if I'm able to complete all of the clues in time to save Alice and her companions, or if she'll be convicted of murder and I'll end up losing the game. If you just want to check out an overview, I also have a link up in the top corner to my overview video where I'm just going to cover the main features of the game and play through one round to show you how the game plays and give you my highlights on it. As always, if you find these videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we can continue to grow and produce this content. If you want to stay up to date on all my videos, also consider ringing that bell to get notifications anytime I release new content. So let's head to the table and we'll see how I do. So the last thing I want to point out before moving into the game is that all the materials you see here are prototype materials and are subject to change and will look a lot better in the production copy, including each one of the boards being die cut, which means that none of the white borders will be around the board, they'll be cut out, as well as the different spaces for each one of the die that are on those spots. Those will be cut out, so you'll actually place the die inside that section. And the boards will be thick cardboard, so you'll actually have some indentations in there. And the clock is going to be the same way. All of these white border will be cut away, and there'll be plots where you can be able to place your dice within those. So that being said, let's go ahead and move into the game. So I've decided to play a 2-player game, which means that I'll place out 2 case cards in each one of the case files. Now, there are going to be extra cards included in the game, so you'll always have a variety of them. And in a 3 or 4-player game, you'll actually place out 3 cards per case file. The other big thing is with the clock tower. So in a 1 or 2-player game, you're going to have 12 rounds in order to complete your cases. In a 3-player game, you would start at 3 o'clock, and in a 4-player game, you'd start at 4 o'clock. From there, I'm going to go ahead and start off by rolling my die to determine where Miss Minus is going to go. So she's going to start off on case 4, and each one of the cases is numbered at the bottom of the case. So I'll place her on there, and then from there, my player is going to choose where they're going to place Alice to start out. So I'm going to go ahead and go down here, and I'll be able to draw an extra die when drawing the dice from the bag. So then I'll go ahead and move into my turn. So I'm going to draw 4 dice from the bag, plus an additional one for that case file. So let's see what I can pull here. Hopefully we're going to start out good. So there's 5. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give these a roll. And then right away I have to handle any of my civil serpent dice. These are the green ones that come up. So first off, I'm going to choose one to place it in that matches this. So I have both options, so I can choose which one to place it in. And I'll go ahead and place it into this one here. From there, I can place any of the other dice that I have rolled into matching sections. So this was a pretty bad roll. I did not roll anything of that it's going to help for the most part. I do have a wild here, so the purple count as wild. So you can use them in any space that meets the requirements of those. So I could place the purple in one of those spaces if I wanted to. But I think I'm going to hold off. I don't really see anything of value there that I'm going to use, so I'm going to move to another location. So I'm going to go over here, and I'll go ahead and roll again. Each player can roll up to 3 times if they need them. All right, so then I rolled this value. I can add 1 to any die, so I can increase 1 die by 1 value. So I'm going to place the 6 here. I'm going to go ahead and add that 1 value to this one to make it a 2, so I can place it there. And I do have a 5 as well that I'm going to place there. I did also roll a 2, so I could put it in one of those even sections, or I can choose to roll again, or I can move to another location and roll again. And I can only roll 1 additional time, or 1 more time. That'll be my 3rd roll. So, I think I will move here. So I'm going to go ahead and give the die a roll one last time. And I rolled a 5. So that's not bad at all. I'm going to go ahead and place that down here. From there, then it'll move on to the next player to go, and each round consists of all the players before Miss Minus is going to move. So she has locked that location down, and no player can move on there or place dice there in any way. So from there, then I'm going to choose to either stay at this location with my new player, or I can move to another location. So I am going to move back to this location again, getting that extra die. And part of the game is figuring out where to go and which places to activate in what order. The other big thing is once you've completed all the cases at a location, that location cannot be visited anymore, and so you'll lose the ability of using that case card. So I want to be careful on how many dice I play at these certain locations, especially locations like this where I get to draw an extra die, because I don't want to lose that too early. All right, so I've got my 5 dice. Again, I have this one that came out, so I have to place that first, and I will place that in that section there. Then I have my remaining dice that I've rolled, and I did roll a 6, so I can place that there. And I did roll a couple of good values here that I could use. But again, I'm going to hold off and not use those in that section yet. So instead, I will move. I'm going to go here next and give that a roll for my second roll. And again, didn't do too bad. I'm going to go ahead and place this one here. Again, the purple can be used as wilds, so I can place them in any color that I need as long as I match what I need here. And the O means that I have to place odd dice in those sections. Then I will place the 5 here. And I'll go ahead and do the -1 to any die and change that to a 3. Now, one important thing I want to point out is I haven't had it come up yet, but if you ever have rolled your third time and you cannot place any of the dice out or any dice remain, then they're going to go and be locked away where you cannot gain them again from the clock tower unless you spend 1 hour in order to gain 1 die back of your choice. So at this point, the round has come to an end, and so I'm going to move the timer down to 1 o'clock, and from there then I start a new round by rolling the Miss Minus die. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a roll, and it's 1, so she's going to move to location 1, so now no one can go there. And then it goes back to my first player to choose whether that player wants to stay at that location or if that player wants to move to a different location. So I'm going to go ahead and move to a different location. I'm going to go here, and then again I get to draw my 4 dice. And let's see if I get lucky and don't draw. Whoa! So that was really bad. And so we'll go ahead and give these a roll, and I got 2 2s and a 4, so I have to place them first. So I'll go ahead and place those 2 there. And I have to place that one there, as I don't have any other spots to put it. So then I have this 1 here, so I'm going to place that there, and I've used all of my dice already, so that's all I can do. I could, well, and the other thing I want to point out is that it does let me flip 1 die, but I cannot use that to manipulate the green die in any way. So even though it would have been more beneficial for me to flip that die and make it a 5, I could not do that because of the rules. The one other thing I do want to mention, as I haven't talked about it yet, is with the Serpent Dice, you can get rid of those. So in order to remove one of these dice, either you have to have a card that lets you do that, or if you roll that number with that color that it's next to, you can also eliminate that, taking both dice and adding them back to the bag. So for example, let me show you real quick. Let's go ahead and say that I had that yellow 2. So I could choose to cancel this one out, removing that and adding them back to the bag, both of them, and then that space is open again where I can place a new die there if I have one. The important part of that is that you cannot collect a card until all of the Serpent Dice have been defeated on that card and all of the spaces have been filled, matching all the symbols on that card. So at this point, that player's turn is over, so I can either again move or roll on that space with my next player. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and stay at that location as I've got a lot of Civil Serpent Dice there, and start again. Okay, and the luck just keeps rolling. Man, 2 more. All right, a 3 and a 1. So this is where another situation comes up. Yeah, so I'm going to do that at that location. And now if I would not have been able to place a green die, then it gets locked down here. And if all 6 spaces fill up, then the game is over and the players have lost. So at this point, I am going to eliminate that 1 green die with a 1 die, and it's yellow. So I'll go ahead and place both of these back in the bag. And then I am going to place that 6 here. And again, that ends my player turn. So that'll move into round 2. And then I'll get to start a new round. So at this point, I'm going to take a couple of rounds off camera, and then I'll be back to see how Alice is doing. So hopefully she'll have a little bit better luck. So things have not gotten much better for Alice. I am continuing to roll a ton of Civil Serpent Dice, and they're just bogging down my midsection here. So moving into round 5, I'm going to go ahead and roll and see where Miss Minus will move to. And she's staying at location 6. She is tired of me getting those extra dice, or that extra die. So then it'll move into my first player's turn to again choose the location that player wants to go to. So I'm going to go to this location here and see what I can do. So again, I'll draw my 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another Civil Serpent die. All right, so it's a 1. So I have to place it in here, and I'll go with yellow, I think. And then I can flip 1 die, so I'm going to flip the yellow 6 over to a 1, and again eliminate that, placing it back in the bag. Then I have a 4 and a 5. So I'm going to do the same thing with the 4, eliminating that 4, adding that back to the bag. And the 5 I cannot use here as it's a red, so I am going to move here and see if I can get that 4 better. I did not, even with adding the +1, it won't be enough. So then I'm going to go to the last space and pass the die. So if I fail here, I can pass this on to the next player. And I need a 3 or 4 for this location. And I rolled a 2 again, so not any luck there. So I'm going to pass it on to player 2. So player 2 then gets to choose where that player wants to go. And I'm going to move over here and see if I can work on that location at all. So then I'll draw my 4 dice again. And I am just really good at pulling those. Green Civil Serpent Dice. So again, I have to place, and it'll have to go here. And then I do have a 3, so I'll place that. I did pick up that 2, so I can eliminate that right away again. And then I have 2 reds remaining. So I am going to pretty much do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to go here first and roll there, see if I can get a 4 better. And I do, I got a 5, so I'll place that there. And then for my last move, I'll go over here again and see if I can get that 3 or 4. I do, so I'll place that one there. And that'll finish off player 2's turn. So again, I'll move my clock down, go ahead and give this a roll. And she's staying there again. So the one thing that hasn't come up yet, if I roll the number of the case that Alice is currently on, the Miss Minus will move to that case. She draws a green Civil Serpent die from the bag and rolls it and places it. And then Alice has to move during her turn. Again, she cannot be at the same location. So again, moving back into player 1's turn, again, I get to choose if I want to stay at that location or move. And I think I will move again. I'm going to go here, and I'll go ahead and draw my 4 dice and see if my luck gets any better. And there are 50 dice in the beginning of the game in the bag, 10 of each color. So as you can see, and my Silver Serpent dice just keep coming up. I am doing really good at that. Okay, so I got the 6, so I will place it, I'm gonna go here on the blue. And the rest of my dice I did not roll too well on. But I can flip one of them, so I'll flip that over to the 4 and place that one there at least. And I think I will use the purple 2 to open up that location there. I have 1 blue left, so I'm going to go ahead and roll again and stay at that location. So since I stayed at this location, then I cannot use this again since I've already used it before. Now if I move and come back, then I could. So let's see, another 2. So that is not going to help unless I use it. So I can't because that's a yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and move then. And I am going to move over here again. Well, let's go ahead and risk it. I'm going to go here and see if I can get a high number. I did. So I'm going to place that one there. And, well, actually, I'm going to go here and work on that one. I only have 1 left then. So then again, it goes to player 2. So player 2 is going to, I'm going to go here again. I might as well keep working on those. So let's see what I get. All right, so my first time I have not pulled a green die. I'm excited. All right, and as far as blue's concerned, that doesn't help me too much, but I will spend that one to eliminate that at least. And I don't have anything to flip at the moment that's going to help. So I think I'm going to go and roll again. 5s and a 4. And again, that's not going to help, and flipping these isn't going to help either. So as my last roll, my best option probably is to go here and see if I can get lucky with a couple of good high numbers. At least I got the 4. So now that is my last roll for this turn, so unfortunately these are going to be locked in the hold, and again I can spend an hour in order to gain one of those back. So that ends the round, so then I'll move into round 7. And again, I'm going to take a couple rounds off camera, and we'll be back to see how the rest of the game goes. Moving back in, my player was able to do some work. I was able to clear some of those Silver Serpent dice, and I actually got some more cases done. Unfortunately, I only have a few rounds left, and we've gotten 5 of the Silver Serpent dice locked. So 1 more and game is over, so I have to be really lucky with how I'm pulling these dice out. So from there, I again have to roll for Miss Minus. And she's a 3 again, so she's staying right where she's at. And then I have to choose where I want to go. So I think I'm going to go here again. And I will pull 4 dice. Okay. Maybe some stuff that'll help. No, I needed a 6 in order to free up that space. I could use one of my cards to do so. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to change a die to even. So I will take this one here and change it to an even, so I can choose a 2, 4, or 6. So of course I'm going to do that 6 and take that out. And then I will go ahead and place this one in there to work on that. And then I have 2 reds remaining, so I have to choose where to go next. So the only spot that has any reds that I need is over here, so I'm going to go ahead and roll on that and see if I can get lucky and get a 3. And I did, all right. So those get cleared as well. These will all get added back to the bag. And then I get to add this one over here. And then I have 1 die remaining. So I will go back here and see what I can roll. Yeah. So it's a 3. So I could do a color swap and switch that out for a yellow die of the same number. Right now I have 12, 16, so that would be enough, and that would finish off that case as well. That would be pretty handy. So I think I'll do that. I will go ahead and do that color swap, and I'll choose a yellow die instead. So there we go. And I'll make it the same number and place that in there, and that'll clear that, and I will gain that card as well. And that is the end of player 1's turn, so then it is player 2 to go. So player 2 is going to... I'll go here first and pull. So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So got lucky there. And I have another 5, so I'm going to go ahead and place that. So that'll take care of that location at 15. So that gets cleared, and I gain this. And then I have these left, so I am going to go down here. I won't activate that ability as I don't want to risk pulling another card. I am going to use the defeat the Civil Serpent card right away. So this will be added back into the bag, and then I'll go ahead and roll. Okay, so not the best, but I have some options still. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and use this to change a die. So I'm going to change that again to odd, so I'm going to change it to a 5 or better. So that'll take care of that one. I am going to... I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and try to roll these again and see if I get lucky. So this will be my 3rd roll. And a pair of 6s, that works. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, placing these in there. This one is all done. And that ends the round, so I'll move it up 1. And it is back to player 1. So again, we're going to roll to see where Miss Minus goes. I had 1 die remaining, so that has to be placed in the hold. And she goes to location 5, which works out great for me. Obviously, I'm going to go here, and I'll pull from the bag. 1. All right, give these a roll. I did not get the color I needed, and I don't have a color changing die, but I can spend 1 hour to gain a die back of my choice. So I'm going to take the number 1 blue and place it in there, and that completes that location, finishing off all of my clues before the end of the game, and I have won. But it was really close, came down right to the wire. If I would have pulled 1 more green that I could not have placed, the game would have ended in that as well. So again, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer them, or swing by the Kickstarter's main page and drop any questions you have there as well. I'm sure the creator would love to hear from you and is more than happy to answer any questions you have. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.